I've lived in Hollister my entire life, and it made me kind of think a bit. What was it like many, many years ago when everyone was riding trains and horse and buggies and riding on gravel roads instead of these paved streets we have today? Well, I went ahead and took a little bit of research into the past, and this is a little bit of what I found. It all started in 1873 when a widowed Melinda Fortner and her oldest son Jacob began a tour that started in Arkansas and led to Missouri, where they are said to have found their land of milk and honey. There are records that say the original 120 acres that became Melinda Fortner's permanent property was purchased in 1873, and that there was another 40 acres adjacent from her property that belonged to her son Jacob. This 160 acres would become the heart of Hollister. In the 1890s, many more foreign wagons were coming through the Turkey Creek area, headed towards Springfield from northern Arkansas. A large road that was used was Gobbler's Knob Road, which is called BB Highway today. Because of Hollister's increase in traffic, we began to create a train station and thus creating more jobs in this area. Railroad ties would sell for 20 cents a piece, which could mean if you had 10, that's $2, and back then, that was a lot of money. John's son, William W. Johnson, was a Drury College student in Springfield, but left college to come to Hollister with another Drury student, Ronald B. Kite, Jr. Together, the two men built a drugstore, which was behind the Boxcar Depot, and eventually became a hot spot in Hollister. Hollister became a perfect train stop, which meant a lot of passengers were stopping in the Hollister area, which led to the building of the Log Cabin Hotel, which was built in 1907, which was adored by many people up until 1930 when it unfortunately burned down. In 1909, a man by the name of W.H. Johnson had an idea to build businesses on the west side of the train station. All of the buildings would have a similar style, with tile roofing, wood upper part, and the lower part having stones from Turkey Creek. Many years later, a problem arose that the buildings were facing the dirt road, when a better idea was that they should be facing the railroad track. It took many years, but the business owners were finally convinced that they should turn the buildings around, so instead of facing the dirt road, they would be facing the railroad tracks. The switching side of the entrances gave the perfect name for the street, which we now call Downing Street. I can say I was impressed by the impact that the train station had on this environment. From what I've learned, I still consider Downing Street and the train station to be the heart of Hollister, being that City Hall is in that general area as well. It's got so much history that it just can't help from being amazing, and I'm glad I could share this information with you.